More details about the Galaxy S11 series, including concrete information on charging speeds, and we got some more information on a new mid-range phone from Samsung, so let's get into it. We got a leak yesterday from the ever reliable OnLeaks in association with cashcarrow.com regarding a new mid-range or budget phone, depending on how you class it, from Samsung, the Galaxy A71. And it has two upgrades that stand out for me. The first is the camera unit on the back. As you can see here from the renders, it has a rectangular box-shaped cutout, which is about twice as large as the cutout we got on the A70. The A70 had a main camera, an ultra-wide and a depth sensor, and it looks like the A71 adds a further sensor to the camera setup. So this upgrade does bring it sort of in line with the competition at this price point. For example, the Redmi Note 8 and Note 8 Pro and some Realme phones. They all have quad cameras, and that's something that Samsung needs to compete with. The second aspect that stands out for me is the move to a center positioned cutout screen on the 6.7-inch OLED display. If you were in any doubt that Samsung is moving to the centered cutout display for pretty much all of its phones in 2020, then make no mistake, we've just got some proof. The Galaxy S11 is also rumored to feature a center position cutout, and we also saw the Galaxy A51 that was leaked again by OnLeaks a few days ago also uses that design. Recent news shows that Samsung is looking to offload production of its mid to budget range phones to a Chinese factory called Wingtech. This is the same factory that actually makes the phones designed by Xiaomi, Oppo, Huawei, and many other brands. It's cheaper for Samsung to do this because Wingtech is such a huge factory and they have huge economies of scale with the manufacturing process. Samsung is trying to become more competitive with its offerings in the budget range, giving us some more specs for hopefully some better prices because they're facing such big competition from Chinese rivals right now. Moving on to the S11 phones, we got some charging speed confirmation yesterday. The Galaxy S11, that's not the S11e or the S11 Plus, if that's what they'll be called, will feature 25-watt charging. So that's an upgrade over the Galaxy S10, which has 15 watts, and brings it in line with the Galaxy Note 10, which also has 25 watts. We've seen that even though the headline amount, 25 watts, isn't as high as some competitors, for example, Huawei uses 40-watt fast charging, the actual amount of time it takes to charge the battery in comparison to those phones is very comparable. So it's the amount of time it takes to charge the battery and not how many watts the charger has that is the important aspect. However, of course, with Oppo giving us 65-watt charging, that is just going to be super quick compared. The registration also tells us one more thing, and that is that the S11 phones are probably going to be released much earlier in 2020 than the S10 phones were this year in 2019. The S10 phones were officially announced on February the 20th this year, so look for a date a little bit earlier than that when they'll be coming in 2020. We recently got information thanks to One UI Better software code that an upcoming Samsung phone will be supporting 8K video recording at 30 frames a second. Yesterday, we got a reminder from Samsung about the 108 megapixel camera that they supplied to Xiaomi for use in the Xiaomi Mi Note 10. That camera sensor is only actually possible of recording in 6K resolution, which doesn't match with the support for 8K resolution in the One UI Better software code. So this does point to the fact that the high megapixel camera sensor that has been rumored for the S11 series could possibly be different to the one that they supplied to Xiaomi for use in their phone. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and everything to do with Samsung. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.